The NATO countries spent almost 1.18 trillion US dollars on defense last year. Compared to 2020, this represented an increase of 5.8%, according to a report by NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg, published on Thursday. A total of 30 countries from Europe and North America belong to the Western Defense Alliance. By way of comparison, the International Institute for Strategic Studies, or IISS, most recently estimated Russia's defense budget at just 62.2 billion US dollars. China's spending was also significantly lower at 207.3 US dollars a billion. The information includes not only pure expenses for the military, but also, for example, for border guards and secret services. However, IISS the experts warn against using the numbers as an argument to put the brakes on defense spending again. According to them, thanks to different cost structures, countries like Russia and China get a comparatively large amount of clout from the invested money. With a view to Russia's war against Ukraine, Stoltenberg also warned, "We are confronted with a new security policy reality." And right here is, excluding US spending, NATO countries' defense spending rose by 11.6% last year. This is relevant because the United States had repeatedly called for more effort from allies even before the Russian attack on Ukraine. At $811 billion, the United States spent more than twice as much on defense in 2021 as all 29 NATO partners combined. At 3.6%, together with Greece, they had by far the highest share of defense spending in national economic output. Adjusted for inflation and exchange rates, the increase in defense spending in the 30 NATO countries was still 1.8%, including the USA at 3.1%. Specifically, the United States is demanding that all allied states spend at least 2% of their gross domestic product on defense each year as soon as possible. According to the current NATO figures, only 7 other partners met this target in 2021. That was Greece, Great Britain, Croatia and Poland, as well as the 3 Baltic states of Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania. At 1.49%, Germany was far from the 2% target, although according to the annual report, Germany's expenditure relevant to NATO rose from 51.4 billion in 2020 to 53 billion in 2021. That has to do with the economy growing faster than defense spending. However, this is likely to change in the coming years. In response to the Ukraine war, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz announced a one-off special fund of 100 billion euros and a significant increase in annual defense spending at the end of February. In the future, more than 2% of Germany's gross domestic product is to be invested in defense every year. According to the NATO standard, however, not only military expenditures in the classic sense count as defense expenditures. Expenditure for peacekeeping measures and humanitarian operations, as well as for research and disarmament, are also included, for example. According to the IISS, expenses for the National Guard, border protection, and the secret services are also recorded in Russia. And I'll see you in my next video. Bis gleich.